So RHOC, I mean, is everyone liking this season? I really feel, and by the way, can you feel my calmness, that my calmness has set in? We just changed the words from RHOC to RHONJ, and look how much calmer I get. Well, I like this season. I think, remember in the days of Lucy Apple Juice, and we all rolled our eyes and we're like, why are we fighting over a dog? In a whole season, yes, that's Beverly Hills. My ADD is kicking in here this morning. But, you know, and then we have this whole season of, Munchausen's and those are just kind of the good days of no bots, no bloggers, no fighting over, private detectives. It really is what we want. So I love that a central storyline this season is whether Heather called the paparazzi at herself. I mean, which let's get into that. So we have two different groups here. We have the rats and she scurries, and she's in the corner, and she wants a piece of Gouda. She wants a piece of Gouda. The Tamrat has bought, I don't even know what it is. It's not my style. I like my home where I am now. But she bought a place at Big Bear, and she goes with Jesus Jugs and with Pedantry and the newbie Katie. I love how Tamara's friend group here is either brand new, pretty much new, or I mean, the girl who would do anything to have an orange. And then we have the actual cast, Gina, Emily, Queen Heather, and well, we have Shannon too. The rest of the girls go to La Quinta. So basically, we have two separate groups here. And we are talking now about Jennifer. I also love this Jennifer Pedantry, and she's broke. I really have an issue with housewives that live above their means. I talk about this all the time. I really don't have an issue somehow with Jennifer Pedantry. I mean, am I just totally superficial because I find her very attractive and very pretty? And I find her man really hot. Am I giving her like a free pass for some reason? But I find her endearing and I find her sweet and I find her nice. But I love this argument also that the counselor from one lawyer to another, Miss Simpson, I see you, that Counselor Simpson is brought it to our attention that you're basically broke. You owe people money and back rent. Paying rent is something we should all do if we rent a place. Otherwise, we're going to be evicted. It's usually how it works. And I love that Emily is giving her some advice to sell her Rolex. Listen, Jennifer, girl, I feel you. I was going to say I don't want to sell my Rolexes either, but doesn't that make me sound like a total fucking douche? But the point is, then we ask her to tell the time, and she reveals that her Rolex is broken. Well, couple of things. First of all, when you go to fix a Rolex, let me tell you something. The shit's expensive. The shit is actually expensive to fix. It's like $1,000 to at least 500 to fix any little thing. So I get it, girl. But you also can't find a Rolex now ever since COVID. Like if you want a Rolex, they're like, yeah, and look, I'm sure if Kim Kardashian wants a Rolex, she can go get it. But you're like, okay, let's put you on a list. By the way, you know what? And I'm really going off on a tangent here. Do you know that luxury goods are way down? I know. Come on, David. You're just getting welcome to the real world, girlfriend. But Gucci sales, I think, are down something like 20% this year, and Louis Vuitton sales are down. So I'm just telling you, people are not spending as much. We life is not great. And I know a lot of people are rolling their eyes out there. Like welcome to the actual real world. But you can't get a Rolex anymore. Like you could just it takes forever. So I feel you, but maybe you should sell it. I think a Rolex is one of the watches that actually I just don't know enough about like Patek Philippe and these other brands, but a Rolex actually holds its value. So you can sell a Rolex for usually more than you paid if you just hold on to it. So that's the good thing. Um, we learn my favorite line of the whole episode is when Heather and Emily are talking about this, and Heather explains that, you can't just yell at someone because they're dumb over this Rolex. And Heather teaches us this that you can't yell at someone just because they're dumb. I love Heather. I do. I really do. We all know I'm blinded by people that are filthy rich. I'm not objective. So don't listen to anything I say about Fancy Pants Subro. I probably have a very skewed view. So funny. You guys accused me of being anti Teresa and pro Melissa. Last season, you accused me of hating Melissa. It runs deep. Here, I could say I'm actually admitting that I can't be objective when it comes to someone. And no one's mad at me for that. It's crazy. But I do disagree. I do have a mind. And I completely disagree with you, Fancy Pants Subro. I think yelling at someone because they are dumb is actually the main reason to yell at someone, right? I mean, like, anyone have anyone like really dumb in their life? Like, I mean, just like dumb. Like you're speaking to them and it's like no one's home. I live in LA now part time. I'm used to that a lot. But I got a few out here for the summer, and I think it's totally fine to yell at someone because they are dumb. I think that's actually the main reason to yell at someone. You get frustrated because, like, you're speaking to someone, you're actually staring at you. There's no lights on. There's just there's nothing behind the eyes. It's like a blank stare. I think that is the actual number one reason to yell at someone. I mean, I don't think you have to say that they're dumb. But I think when you yell at them, it's really out of frustration and you just like want to take them and like shake the sense into them. But so I disagree with Fancy Pants. I think that you do yell at people because they're dumb. I think that's the main reason you yell at people. Um, Gina comes forward and lets us know that her good friend Emily, ever since Emily has been hanging out with the rat, and she scurries. Oh, she scurried all over this season. And she's in the corner. She's not even eating a piece of good, but those beady little eyes of that rat and the tail. This rat, but Gina has now, call us Gina girl. Gina has now discovered that the rat that scurries that her good friend Emily, Counselor Simpson, has changed for the worse since she's spending so much time with a rat. And the question really is, who is the bigger bitch? Well, Gina, girl, the bigger bitch is the rat. It's the rat that scurries. She has no soul. And Emily is slipping up there, becoming friends with this girl. Are you jealous though, Gina? Are you jealous? Again, I've said this before. I can admit when I'm wrong. I think I've been too hard over the seasons on Emily and Gina. They are still here. They are still standing. Yeah, I think I've been too. And by the way, I'm all over the place today. Does anyone else feel that this Heather calling the paparazzi at herself? Heather says, I've never called the paparazzi on myself. To me, I mean, I know this is crazy, but well,